What's going on, everyone? So the Los Angeles Lakers officially get to 6 games over 500 for the first time in like 3 years, right? Last year, we were the 2-10 team. The previous year, we were just atrocious, didn't even make the playoffs. That was the year that we had like all the old guys, which on paper was the greatest team ever assembled. It's just the timing in which that team was assembled was very disappointing. But nonetheless, right? Lakers got a much-needed win against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Yes, I understand Karl Anthony Towns wasn't there, Rudy Gobert wasn't there, Kyle Anderson wasn't there. But hey, the Lakers' job is to beat the team in front of them. And guess what? That was the team in front of them that night. Lakers got the job done, and they won. Now, was it the sexiest win? No. Right? There was a lot of frustrations that I have in that game. Now, look, things like that happen all the time, right? Lakers have done it several times, right? But the Lakers have actually won, right? Where Minnesota lost, where the Lakers don't have LeBron James and beat the Milwaukee Bucks. The Lakers don't have LeBron James and Anthony Davis beat the Boston Celtics, right? At the end of the day, they're still basketball teams. They're still NBA teams, and anybody can beat anybody on any given night. But to me, if the Lakers were, say, Milwaukee, and they were in a better position, they were fighting for the 2 or 3 seed in their division, I wouldn't really care so much about like these little, like, almost struggle wins. In many ways, I know the Lakers kind of pulled away in the 4th, but there was a lot of times where it just felt like the Lakers weren't really in control. I never really felt the whole game that the Lakers were ever in jeopardy of losing the game, simply just with how easily the Lakers were able to basically get whatever they wanted. Like Minnesota had zero way of slowing down or stopping the Lakers, but the bad habits are what frustrate me about that game. Again, if that was an outlier, I wouldn't even care. Wouldn't even bring it up. I'd be like, hey, it happens. Look at the Lakers when they played Boston. Look at what the Lakers did to Milwaukee. The difference between those two teams is they can look at it and go, well, that's not really an outlier game. That was an any given night type situation. Where for the Lakers, right, this is a commonality with them, where they can kind of fall into these bad habits of turning the ball over heavily, right? Just poor shot selection. Early on, they were moving the basketball. Ball was cruising, right? They had like 16 assists at halftime. They finished with 29. But at one point, they had like 10 assists on 10 made baskets, right? Like that's the type of team we need. Defense is still a real concern. Now, Jared Vanderbilt and Gabe Vincent, they're supposed to return hopefully by the end of the month. That's the word. Bird is the word. Is that one of those two guys, or at least both of those two guys? Gabe Vincent looks like he's basically a week or 2 away, hopefully. We'll see. But Jared Vanderbilt, we got the news yesterday from Jovan Buha that he's supposed to return at some point this season. Hopefully it's sooner rather than later. That would help tremendously because now you got your 2 defensive guys, 2 guys that could be point of attack. Obviously Cam Reddish, he's still clearly dealing with something. So we'll see how he looks when he returns and gets to kind of get his feet under him. And same thing with Gabe Vincent and Jared Vanderbilt. They're very likely not going to be just primed and ready to go immediately. It's probably going to take them a little while to kind of get in rhythm, get in the flow of things. But I do imagine sooner or later they will kind of bounce back and get to where we need them to be. And then hopefully the defense kind of balances out better. But, I mean, man, the defense, it's one of the issues that goes into kind of the starting 5 that we have currently and just the rotation pieces we have. Right? Like, offensively, we're great. Offensively, we're putting up ridiculous numbers, right? We're second in offensive rating, or second in points, first in offensive rating. Great, right? But the defense is what the bad part is. We're like 20th in defensive percentage right now, which isn't great. Lakers are 8th in three-point percentage, right? That's great. They're actually number 1 since like the last 29 games, 30 games. Well, now 30 games, right? Lakers have been really good, right? And the offensive side of the ball, defense has been a real issue and a real concern. And I keep hitting home on that because it is so important. We need that balance. Now, that balance very likely could come when the guys return, but a lot of the pieces that are playing right now are all going to be important, significant pieces that are going to need to figure out the defense side of things. Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura. Now, as guys come in, maybe you can make the argument some of those guys like a Rui goes to their natural position. That could be a real possibility. Time will tell. But this game definitely had some concerns. However, a win is a win. You don't get style points. You don't get anything for winning by 30, right? Whether you win by 3 or you win by 30. And the Lakers did win pretty substantially, which is good. They pulled away. They didn't fold, especially after that atrocious third quarter. Would I have liked the Lakers to win in a more dominant, but it's really hard to win by 30 plus on a regular basis, right? Like, it's very hard. I know in today's NBA, it kind of feels like it's very common, right? Because like every day there's somebody that's like losing by 30, but it's just because there's so many teams with so many games. Like, you're going to have that outlier, but for an individual team, it's hard to just win regularly regardless. And Minnesota's still a good team. They still had Anthony Edwards, still had Naz Reid. They still had a lot of the pieces that I talked about going into the game where I was like, hey, Lakers can't mess around. They can't afford to play games. Pulled out the win. That was huge. That was important. Well, now, Lakers are in good shape. Great shape, right? Because Sacramento took a huge loss. We needed that. Sacramento has another game against Milwaukee coming up. If they lose and the Lakers win, Lakers would officially be in the 7th or 8th seed. Lakers cannot mess around on that Sacramento game. You got 2 days. Today, I believe they're celebrating Anthony Davis' birthday, right? Go have your drinks. Go do what you want to do. Have fun. But you better be ready to go. Because we cannot afford to lose that Kings game. Us losing the Sacramento game could literally be the difference between us being the 9th seed or us being the 7th or 8th seed. It could. It very well could be the difference, right? So right now you look at the Lakers. They are still in the 9th seed, but they're 1 game back at Dallas. 1 game back at Dallas. We are 1.5 games back at Sacramento. As I mentioned, if the Bucks beat Sacramento, well, now we're a full game back, and if the Lakers win, they get that full game. Now Sacramento has the tiebreaker, but Sacramento would be 36-29, and the Lakers would be 37-30, right? So you got the Warriors following up. You go get that. You just need basically Sacramento to lose 1 more extra game than you the rest of the way, and you're there. You are right there. The Phoenix Suns took another taking L's. We need that. Phoenix plays today. It's going to be tough, right? Because there are there's 3 games that are very crucial, right? Chicago, can they find a way to beat Dallas? Chicago's at home. That would be huge. The Spurs, can they beat the Warriors again? Now, the Lakers are 1.5 games ahead of the Warriors, but we need as much separation as possible because sooner or later, Steph very likely will be back, and the Warriors, they have one of the easier schedules the rest of the way. So Steph comes back, they could easily go on a run, win 5, 6, 7 games in a row, and then all of a sudden the Lakers could be scrounging, right? And then lastly, can the Cavs at home beat the Phoenix Suns? We'll see. Ideally, in a perfect world, all 3 of those teams lose. Can at least 2? Can we get 2 out of 3? Even 1 out of 3? It would be nice if we could at least get Dallas or Phoenix. That would be beautiful. In a perfect world, you get both of those. And a perfect world, you get all 3. But nonetheless, right, Lakers, at the end of the day, they still have to continue to do their job. I keep saying it. Lakers are 1 extended win streak away or one of these other teams to go on an extended losing streak away from potentially being in the 6th seed. But you can't control what other teams do. You can control what you do. So if you do your job and you go win those games and you go on that 6, 7, 8 game win streak, well, then you don't have to worry about what anyone else does because naturally they're going to lose some games here and there, and now you're in a better position, right? The Lakers have Sacramento, and then they have the Golden State Warriors coming up. You win those 2 games, right? All of a sudden, we're 7, 8 games over 500. Our schedule actually gets pretty easy. Not easy, maybe easy is the wrong word, but it lightens up tremendously towards the back half of March and then April. So to kind of just run through the rest of the Lakers' schedule for you all. Okay, so again, Sacramento, you got the Warriors. After that, you got the Atlanta Hawks. You got the 76ers that might not have Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid. You have the Indiana Pacers who just lost Mathurin, which he's not Turner or Siakam or Halliburton, but he's still arguably their fourth best player, maybe even the third best player. So they lost that. Then you got the Milwaukee Bucks in Milwaukee. That's going to be a revenge game for them. That's going to be tough. We'll write that off as an L, right? Well, then you got the Grizzlies. You got the Pacers again. You got the Brooklyn Nets. You got the Raptors and the Wizards. That is 5 games that you should be able to win. But let's say you beat the Pacers the first game in LA and you lose the second one, right? So, okay, I could live with that. But then you got, like I said, you got the Nets, the Raptors, and the Wizards, and the Grizzlies before that. That's 4 out of 6 games, or 5 out of 7 games right there that you should win. And that's not counting the Hawks and the Sixers, right, if you go on that extended win streak. And then you got the Cavs, which will be tough, but it also depends on where things have shaked up by that point, right? What if Cleveland already has the 3 seed locked up and they're out of reach of the 2 seed, or vice versa? Let's say they lock up the 2 seed and they don't have to worry about the 3 seed or something, right? Maybe they rest some guys. We'll see. Time will tell. We'll see how them and Milwaukee shape up. But let's say they have to go full extent. It's going to be a tough game, but you're in LA. That's good. Then you got the Timberwolves. Right? The Timberwolves have the 4 seed locked up and guys are still hurt. They could sit everybody again. You just saw them do it right now. Right? So that could be another just kind of drop in the bucket for the Lakers. Warriors, that's going to be a tough game. You got to imagine they're going to have all hands on deck. However, if they're already locked in and they basically, best case scenario is, they finish the 10th seed, worst case scenario, they finish it. They might rest Steph and guys and just say, hey, we got to get ready for this in-season tournament. Kerr, don't put that past Steve Kerr. Grizzlies, Pelicans. Pelicans have the 5th seed locked up. Do the Pelicans even play anybody? The Lakers very likely could win. They have, 16 games left? You got to win at least 10 of them, in my opinion. Right? You win at least 10 of them, so go 10-6 the rest of the way, bare minimum. But I don't think it's out of the possibility for them to go 12-4 during that stretch. I'd love that. Will they? I don't know. To me, it comes down to, if they beat Sacramento and they beat the Warriors, right? Then, like I said, next up is Atlanta and the Sixers. You're already on that could be a 6-game win streak right there before you go into the Bucks. And let's say you lose to Milwaukee, you bounce back, you win 2 games before that other Pacers game, right? Now you've won 8 out of 9. Say you take the other Pacers loss, right? You've won 8 out of 10. And then you right the ship again with that 3-game win streak, right? Now you've won 11 out of your last 13. And then you only got to win 1 or 2 more games the rest of the way. Will the Lakers do with that, though? Will they? So far, they've capitalized on the last 2 games. They kind of made up for that Sacramento game, which is nice. The rest, several of the teams in front of them are doing everything they can to put the Lakers in position to overtake them. Lakers have to start winning games. It's that simple. You got to go on an extended streak here. 5, 6 games, start winning, 9 out of 10 games, whatever. And the Lakers will be at least in that right there for that 6th seed, if not in the 6th seed. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass a question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What did you think? What do you think of the Timberwolves game? What do you think of the Lakers and their chances to advance to the potential 6th seed? I think bare minimum, it's just me personally, I think they at least get to that 7th or 8th seed, bare minimum. We'll see, but I'm pretty confident that the Lakers get that done and at least get to the 7th or 8th seed. Again, I'd like the 6th seed. I think the 6th seed is still right there. Technically, the 5th seed is still there. Only 4 games out from the Pelicans, but it's tough. That's a lot of games with limited games left, but we'll see. Time will tell. And Pelicans keep winning. But again, let me know your thoughts and opinions. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me to enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Now subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you.